Hey, happy Chinese New Year 2020. Today I'm going to be sharing one of my recipes, and a friend called me to ask about it, and she actually challenged me to redo my own recipe. So I'm going to do it here and you will love it. It is the Pistachio Lovers chocolate chip brownies. All right, let's get started with the ingredients. 1 box yellow cake mix. You could do any super moist cake mix or moist supreme cake mix. It could be this, Duncan Hines, or what have you, okay? 1 box pistachio pudding. And the trick about this is the only pistachio pudding I use. Please don't use an off-brand, you will not get the same results, okay? And this is the size of 3.4 ounce is the standard size. Of course, 2 eggs, 6.5 tablespoons of butter. So on my previous recipe, when I made this about a year ago, I just put in 6 tablespoons, but I decided to add more to make it more chewy. So 6.5 tablespoons of butter. And the only butter I use is from Costco. I've talked about it before. It is in a blue box, and it's sweet cream butter. 1/4 cup chocolate chips. I like these really cute mini ones, but any chocolate chip will do. Don't use an off-brand, just use Nestle or Ghirardelli or you'll get a different result. And 3 to 4 drops of green food coloring right here. All right, preheat your oven at 350, get it going, and I'm gonna start mixing. Melt my butter there and put this in view. Okay, so 1 box yellow cake mix. And then the jello pudding. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the butter. What you can do to make it easier to mix is go ahead and add the food coloring to the butter. That way it has a medium to kind of spread instead of trying to spread the food coloring into dry flour. So go ahead and put the food coloring in, about 3 to 4 drops. Mix it around a little bit. Okay. Pour it in. So you want the butter to be melted. It will be hard to mix this mix with formed butter. And I'm going to be putting in the chocolate chips later, after I have formed the batter. Just go ahead and mix it. It's coming along well. And this mix only makes about 16 pieces of brownies. So if you're gonna bring it to a party, please do 2 or 3 boxes of this because it will go fast. And it's not that difficult of a recipe, but people will really appreciate the taste. And I don't think I've ever seen anything like this on the market, a pistachio pudding brownie with chocolate chips. So it's a very unique recipe, and I was just experimenting one day, and I was able to complete the recipe and prove that it actually worked. The problem with goodies is that you have to find friends that will eat it, because everyone's always on a diet, especially that the new year started. But today is Chinese New Year, so and there's a couple of days of celebration, so maybe I'll be invited somewhere tomorrow. Bring these with me. Okay, so it's getting mixed well, and it's really, really sticky, as you could see. I'm going to bring it to here to the front here. But this is what makes it a chewy batter. All right. So I'm just go ahead and add the chocolate chips here. And I really would wait until the last minute to do that, because we don't want the chocolate chips melted in the hot butter. And I learned that the hard way. All right, I think it's a good mix now. So this is what the final result of the batter looks like. Nice, green, sticky, chewy. Okay. A very important part of baking, of course, is oiling down the pan. So this is a square pan, and this is the only one that will work with this kind of serving. So definitely, it's a nice investment if you don't have one, because you could just keep repeating this recipe over and over again, and people will love it. Be generous when you're spraying. All right. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put the brownie mix in the pan, and it fits perfectly in the pan. So the reason my friend challenged me to redo my own recipe is when we were discussing it, we were both confused on how long it should stay in the oven, and I told her that I remember it being 30 minutes, but now I'm thinking that it should be a little bit less, because we don't want too dry of a brownie around the edges, but at the same time we don't want too wet of a brownie. So I would say 20 to 30 minutes at 350 in the oven. All right. So look at this beautiful color that it turned out to be. And that will bring you about 16 pieces. So for a party, you probably want to do this 3 times. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Right behind me, it's already been preheated at 350, and I'm going to set the timer. And this has saved my recipes from getting burned. I seem to walk away and multitask, so a timer is perfect for all your cooking. So I'm going to set that at 20 minutes. So fast forward 20 minutes, I got a surprise for you. Here I have the cooked pistachio brownie. So it's just a little bit darker than the original unbaked batter. The edges are a little bit brown. Okay. Gosh, it looks so good. The middle, I'm going to take out one of the middle ones here and show you what the batter should look like. So the inside of the batter has the chocolate chips, and it looks a little bit wet inside still, but that's actually how we want it to be. We don't want a dry brownie. The problem with brownies, they're always a challenge because the outside will cook better than the inside, so you have, crispy edges with a little bit of chewy inside. But if you cook it too much, then you'll have super crispy edges and then a kind of a cakey inside versus a chewy inside. So that is a perfect example of what it should look like. So an example here is this part one turned out good too. But you could see that what I was talking about, the edge is a little bit brown, but we love hard edges and soft chewy inside. All right. Sample one more. This is the corner. So this one in the corner, super brown. And I can tell around the edges here that it's a little bit more cakey. Oops! It's a little bit more cakey like right here versus inside. So that's why I'm deciding to see if at 20 minutes, it'll give me the kind of texture that I want. But this was actually at 30 minutes. So 20 to 30 minutes is the recommendation at 350 for these brownies. You have to keep checking because everybody's oven is different. Well, thank you for listening. Again, that's the Pistachio Lovers chocolate chip brownies. I hope that you enjoy it and serve it to the family, and take care. Bye-bye.